All right, hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. I'm really excited to share with you more details of what makes the 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter one of my favorite trucks on the market. And if you're a consumer out there and you're watching this video and you're on the fence between, let's say, a Ford Ranger Raptor, or you're looking at a Chevy Colorado, or you're even looking at a Toyota Tacoma TRD or TRD Pro, I'm going to share with you guys why I think this, which is the Trailhunter, is one of the best trucks in the market. So you guys ready? All right, let's dig in. You're watching Chasing Horsepower, and this is our official review of the Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. Hey, and before we talk about this awesome vehicle, I just wanted to point out the fact that we have our all-new merch getting ready to come online here, Chasing Horsepower. If you support our brand and support what we're doing, you're going to want to love wearing our merch as well. And if you haven't seen our FitFo hats, which stands for Figure It the Out, well, you're going to want to check these out as well. All right, let's get to the vehicle. So on a windy and blustery day here in Texas, we're here on a mountaintop talking about the all-new Trailhunter. So you might catch a little bit of the wind in our microphone, but we're gonna do our best to break it down with you, starting with the front of this Trailhunter. Now, if there's one thing I wanna talk about as we think about the Toyota Tacoma as being one of the best-selling trucks, you know, really of all time, especially here in the US, it's about the size, it's about the footprint. It's really a truck that's meant for the everyday driver. So as we think about the design, they've kind of taken it to a new level with the Trailhunter. You've still got this same bold grille that'll be synonymous with, you know, that TRD look, that Tacoma look, but this one's all with bronze outlying, you know, messaging on it. So you look at the Toyota, it's in all bronze. You make your way down on the front, especially with this beautiful gold flake metallic paint. You've got your camera up on front, but there's something I really want to point out that's important, and that is, this is the ultimate overlanding, and if you want to call it, aftermarket truck on the market, right? They partnered with Rigid Lights. So over here you've got your fog lights and your nighttime trail lights. Then you've got a long bar that comes right across the front here. These are all LED lights, really meant to give you kind of all that visibility that you want while you're out there. But it's still going to come with the same technology that you have in the normal, you know, Toyota vehicle lineup. So you're going to get Toyota Safety Sense, front crash avoidance, rear pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, all really cool features. I also want to point out this grille, this honeycomb grille up front. I really think the design of this is cool. It really just makes the truck stand out. And then because this is all about off-roading, if you get down here low, you're going to see a lot of protective armor on this truck as well. So if you're, you know, crawling, you're going under rocks, you got the armor, and then you got tow hooks down here as well on both sides. They're in red, says Toyota right across them like that. So if you're out there and you get stuck in water, somebody needs to pull you out, or more importantly, you need to help somebody get out of harm's way or get out of a precarious situation, they put them under the belly of this. I think that's awesome. Lower center of gravity makes it easier to pull somebody out, and they're not up here. They're not those, you don't have big red bars up here. They keep it a timeless look with the front end design of this Trailhunter. All right, so let's just start with this quarter panel up here. You've got LED lights, right, mounted right in here. A singular bulb gives it a really pronounced look. You got another LED light here. Trailhunter, you always know that this is the Trailhunter. They've got that custom logo right here on the side reminding you of what this truck is. And then, of course, the iForce Max. Now, we'll get under the hood here in a minute. We'll talk about it off-roading, but we'll come back to the iForce Max. Let's come down here for a minute because there's a whole lot of stuff. What's really going on down here? Well, what's interesting about this truck is that you've got, of course, the bronze finish wheels here on the side. These are 18s, and man, I just think married with this paint, it really makes this truck a standout. And then you got, you know, the Goodyear Wrangler Territory RT, so that rough terrain tire set up with this so you can really get out there and off-road. And I think the one thing about this truck that sets it apart from a TRD Pro, look, you can take a TRD Pro out and you can off-road it, but this is really geared for the rock crawler, the overlander, the backcountry person that really wants to, you know, ford their way through streams and tackle just about any obstacle. And one way they accomplish that is through the suspension dynamics of this truck. So you're looking at a 2.5 inch, and this is going to be the Old Man Emu setup, which is such an iconic name. You know, it's great off-road suspension. And these are forged monotube shocks. So you're going to get this incredible off-road capability with the suspension features on it. In fact, if you peek your head in here, you can see it says Trailhunter again. They branded it, and they've also painted these in a bronze finish as well. So the setup on this is really geared for the off-road enthusiast. It's literally one of the only trucks on the market that you can drive it off the dealership, head right out to rock country, and crawl this truck. As we make our way down the side, you know, what I love is, one of my favorite things when we talk about paint in the auto industry is keeping everything the same color, right? So you go with this beautiful paint, they marry the paint into the mirrors as well, and then we come down, big, bold, aggressive Trailhunter logo. You know, they got the compass set up here. I think it just, again, says, hey, we're going off-road. And then these actually are not step bars. These are rock sliders. So when you're out there off-roading and you come over some kind of terrain, this helps separate the body of the truck with the obstacle that you're trying to go over. And then you've got a skid pad right here that comes all the way down. That skid pad is awesome. So, you know, if you're going to hit some rocks, it's protecting some of the vital organs of the truck, if you will. And that, man, that is really, really, really cool. So the fun makes its way back here as well. This is an ARB rack system. So although you might not think it has functionality, it does. With each one of these holes, you can actually mount a gas tank up here on one side, water on the other side. And then as you make your way around, I just want to point this out on the inside. You've got these specific tie down features in here as well, so you can tie things down on the inside. The entire truck bed has been sprayed with polyurea, so think of Rhino lining or think of Line-X. And then you've got these multi-purpose sliding features right here, and these are meant to just, you know, obviously use a ratchet tie down. You want to put your mountain bikes in the back. They have there's so much functionality with the way that they have designed this. All right, so we make our way around to the back of the Tacoma, and it's simple, right? We're not really looking at anything, you know, too outlandish, with the exception of the fact that, again, partnership with ARB. So you got solid rear bumper with ARB. You've got the tie down areas or anchor points if you need to pull somebody out. You got the compass logo, the Toyota name across the side. And then to make it easy, you know, you got the electric tailgate that just drops down, says the Tacoma name right here, and it gives you that functionality, right? Like, it's just, look at the size of this truck bed. They've really gone to an extra length to ensure that you not only have a long wheelbase, but you got the functionality as well. We're going to slide around over here. I want to point this out. You know, JBL is a partner of Toyota. We've got JBL speakers in here, and you can control your music from right here. And then if you notice on this side over here, this is for an air compressor. So you have air compressor tie-in as well. You got 4 auxiliary switches on the inside, and that's really important. And then directly across, you've got an outlet as well. Again, providing utility with performance with the Trailhunter. I'm not going to call it an Easter egg because it's incredibly visible, and although we highlighted the design of the Trailhunter on the other side, there's something really important about this side, and it's right there. So it comes with a functional snorkel. This thing sounds awesome. It almost sounds like a diesel truck because it's an intake, right? And so when you're on throttle, you're going to hear this thing breathe, and then when you come off throttle, it'll get quiet. It is the coolest sound. And what does it mean? Why would you have it? Well, this is to help you if you want to go fording through water. So you could take this truck and literally submerge the front end of this thing. You're always going to be able to cruise through it because you have your intake right here. Great functionality. Love the snorkel on the Trailhunter. All right, so obviously a lot of cables, a lot of wires, a lot of things going on under the hood of the Trailhunter, but let's just get down to the brass tacks of what you're looking at. So, you know, it's a 2.4 liter turbocharged hybrid motor. It's producing 323 horsepower with 465 pounds-feet of torque with a rough towing capacity north of 6,000 pounds. I've seen numbers as high as 6,500, and I've seen some numbers lower than 6,000, and that has to do with the fact that what the engine can tow versus what the truck can tow. Mated with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and here's what I want to tell you guys about the world of automotive as it relates to engines right now. I know there's a lot of talk about electrification. So would you say this is electrified? No, you just call it a hybrid motor, but I will tell you the iForce an iForce Max engine is just one of the best in the market. You have a ton of torque. Think about that. 323 horsepower with 465 pounds-feet of torque. Like, that is a massive number. So that means this thing off the line is quick for a truck. And that's something that as a consumer, right? You're getting on the freeway, you want to be the coolest kid pulling in to pick your kids up after school. This is the truck that you're going to want to be in because it looks cool, it drives amazing, and it's got a ton of performance. All right, so we're entering now onto the course. I do a lot of off-roading, my 75 Bronco. A lot of rock crawling, a lot of off-road stuff. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I never have my windows up. Windows are always down. So we're starting on kind of this gravel setup right here, and we're going to wait, see what the lineup is. We got a guy in front of us in a TRD Pro. So we're going to capture some of this content, come up and over this hill, and we're going to see what this truck will do. So from what I understand, this is a 40% incline that we're going to go up right here. So we're going to go up this 40% incline, give that guy a little bit of space. And when I test vehicles, I don't like to roll. I like to get to the base right here. And now I like to crawl up this hill. So let's just see what it feels like going up top. I mean, it's a Toyota, right? Like, it's effortless. I'm in low, so no problem climbing up this. Now we're gonna do some kind of off-camber stuff. You're gonna feel us go side to side. All right, so now we're getting a chance to test it kind of off-camber, right? Steady as she goes. The rule of thumb with a truck, you know, when you're off-roading is always try and keep your hood level, but there are gonna be instances where you go off-camber like this, and you're really getting a chance to just feel how the truck moves back and forth. You're never gonna wanna go flying through this. You're always gonna wanna keep it super nice and comfortable. And you can see right there just the articulation of the suspension, right? Even right here, we're going to do one high left off camber, and then we're going to go off right. So you just kind of come through. You can see it's going to really pivot the truck sideways, full on sideways. Then we're going to go the exact opposite, coming right over to the right side. You feel it kind of slip a little bit, kind of pitches the truck up on the left side like this. Now we're going to kind of come up over this tabletop. I mean, it's just the effortless nature of a Toyota, right? Like, it's just great the way these trucks are designed. Toyota, they know what they're doing when it comes to off-road vehicles, and that's what you're getting with this Trailhunter right here. It's so incredibly capable. This guy's gonna spot me right here. Good way to look at the truck as you make your way around the turn. Bend it hard like that. You can see how it articulates, right? I mean, the way that this truck has advancements in stability and technology is paramount. All right, so now we're making our way down into a little way that kind of symbolizes a wash, right? You got the rocks down here, and then we're gonna get up here. It's gonna be a little bit of a rock formation. Again, definitely could do this in two-wheel drive, but just to showcase the crawling motion, you're gonna leave it in low, and then you're gonna be able to crawl up the rock face. Before we do this rock face, we're gonna lock in the rear differential. So you got a button down here. It makes it really easy and turnkey. You hit the button, it'll illuminate up on the screen. Red lock shows that you've locked in the rear of the vehicle. That's all it takes. You could probably do this in two-wheel drive, but knowing what we want to showcase with this, we want to be able to really articulate what the rock crawl feature does. He wants me over that rock. You can see the center line rock. You're just gonna center line me straight up and over. So you can see the capabilities.
Nice job.
Thanks, man. And that's how you do it through the water. You gotta get a little splash, baby. That's what it's all about. It's awesome, super capable. The Trailhunter is a great investment if you're looking to buy a great truck. All right, so now we made our way to the top of this off-road hill, kind of giving you a chance to just feel the truck at a little bit more speed. Again, that suspension's very forgiving. And it's doing exactly what it's built and meant to do. Crawl if you need to crawl, go fast if you need to go fast. I could pre-run this thing in the desert, or I could rock climb it in the mountains. Quick drop off here at the end before we exit the course. All in all, a really great experience with this truck. The question is, do we make a left turn and go again? All right, hey guys, thanks for taking a look at this video. You know what? We have really enjoyed telling you a little bit more about the Trailhunter. Sure, it's been out for a while, but where do you get a chance to put it in an off-road setting like this and find out what it's really capable of doing? And it goes back to what I said at the very beginning, right? If you want a TRD Pro, which is the gold standard Toyota racing development, you can go with that. But if you want to go more aftermarket, think about overlanding. You want to go with some cool aftermarket products. Old Man Emu, right? We talk about the suspension paired up with ARB. I mean, this is going to be the truck for you. Your only sticking point is going to be that $60,000 plus price point to get yourself into one. But I can tell you, after seeing what it does out here, this thing is absolutely amazing. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, give us that subscribe, and we definitely want to hear your comments on what you guys think about the all-new Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. All right, man, that's it from here out at the off-road course with this all-new truck.